Charity Dingle is facing one of the darkest periods of her life, but she refuses to let her family see how much she is suffering, especially while she remains trapped in the grip of someone as dangerous as Doctor Todd. The ruthless GP has spent months making Jacob Gallagher's life miserable through a relentless campaign of bullying at the hospital. However, her attention has recently shifted toward a new victim. Todd uncovered the explosive secret Charity had desperately hoped would never come to light. The baby carried through surrogacy for Sarah Sugden, and Jacob is not actually theirs. Instead, the child was conceived after Charity shared a one-night encounter with Ross Barton. If this truth were ever revealed, it would shatter relationships throughout the family and could easily destroy Charity's marriage to Mackenzie Boyd. Fully aware of how desperately Charity wanted to keep the secret hidden, Todd saw an opportunity for personal gain. She began blackmailing Charity, demanding increasingly large sums of money until the total reached an astonishing £100,000. With Sarah's 21st birthday approaching, Charity became frantic as she searched for a way to silence Todd before the celebrations were ruined. Her first plan involved persuading Kim Tate to purchase her shares in the Woolpack, but that option collapsed when Kim withdrew from the agreement. Left with few alternatives, Charity turned to a familiar Dingle method, breaking the law. Alongside a hesitant Chaz Dingle, she broke into Home Farm and stole money from the safe in an attempt to meet Todd's demands. Their scheme almost fell apart when Lydia Dingle caught them in the act. Fortunately for them, Lydia chose not to inform Kim about what had happened. While Chas urged Charity to finally tell Sarah the truth, Charity secretly organised another risky plan. After taking keys from Noah Dingle, she targeted the depot. Around the same time, she and Chas discovered that Billy Fletcher had noticed items missing from a delivery box and had alerted Caleb Milligan. Despite the growing risks, Charity successfully stole £30,000 from the depot and handed the cash over to Todd. Unfortunately, it still wasn't enough. Todd warned Charity that unless she produced the remaining money, she would expose everything during Sarah's birthday celebration. Consumed by guilt and relying heavily on alcohol, Charity eventually decided to challenge Todd. During Sarah's birthday, she called her bluff and dared her to reveal the secret. Although Todd appeared ready to strike, she ultimately backed down, unable to publicly devastate Sarah's life. Instead, she attempted to justify her actions by claiming she enjoyed watching the chaos around Charity and hinted that the secret would remain buried. Any relief Charity felt was short-lived. Before long, Todd's true cruelty emerged once again, leading to a shocking and devastating sexual assault. In upcoming episodes of Emmerdale, Charity will keep the traumatic experience hidden from her loved ones by pretending she is suffering from a serious mental health condition. When Manpreet visits to see how she is coping, Charity feels unable to tell the truth because of Manpreet's friendship with Todd. Instead, she falsely claims that she is struggling with postnatal depression. Believing her explanation, Manpreet prescribes medication and leaves, while Charity is left carrying yet another painful secret. Later, Mackenzie returns and Charity is upset to discover he has already informed Sarah about her difficulties. Once alone, she worries viewers when she swallows sleeping tablets with wine. The following day, Sarah becomes overwhelmed with guilt. Convinced that Charity's supposed postnatal depression stems from acting as her surrogate, she desperately searches for answers after Charity hints that there is far more happening beneath the surface. Although Sarah tries to encourage her to open up, Charity cannot bring herself to reveal the truth. Instead, she redirects the conversation back to exhaustion and postnatal depression. Mackenzie later comforts an emotional Sarah as she breaks down, blaming the surrogacy arrangement for the pain Charity is enduring. As the storyline continues, Charity will find it increasingly difficult to cope with the aftermath of the assault. Unable to confide in those closest to her, she will keep her trauma bottled up while struggling to process everything alone. Producer Sophie Roper explained the significance of the storyline, stating that it will examine the effects of sexual violence and explore the unique challenges Charity faces when the perpetrator is another woman. The story will also highlight the isolation many survivors experience and address the complicated emotions surrounding the legal definitions used to describe such crimes. Despite the difficult subject matter, the storyline will ultimately focus on Charity's strength and determination as she confronts what happened and begins her journey toward healing. Emma Atkins, who portrays Charity, described the plot as one of the most demanding and meaningful stories she has ever tackled on the show. She explained that while Charity is usually seen as strong and resilient, this experience reveals a much deeper vulnerability that has been emotionally challenging to portray. She added that she hopes the storyline encourages survivors to speak out and helps others better understand the lasting impact that trauma can have on a person's life. Emmerdale's Caleb left furious as AI scam story takes a dramatic turn. Emmerdale is set to deliver explosive scenes as Caleb Milligan discovers the truth behind the shocking scam that recently left him thousands of pounds out of pocket. Actor Will Ash has revealed that Caleb will be consumed with anger when he learns more about the deception, although he may be even more stunned when he discovers who was responsible. After successfully tricking both Eric and Kerry Pollard, teenage scammer Archie Breckle turned his attention to Caleb. Using advanced AI technology, Archie created a convincing imitation of Steph's voice and managed to persuade Caleb to hand over £5,000. Although Kerry eventually uncovered what Archie had done, she chose not to expose him. Instead, upcoming episodes will see her joining forces with the youngster as they attempt to make even more money from their scheme. However, their actions begin attracting unwanted attention from several villagers. Meanwhile, Caleb remains completely unaware of who targeted him. Discussing his character's reaction, Will Ash explained that Caleb is struggling with several emotions following the incident. According to the actor, Caleb is furious that he became a victim at all, particularly because he has always considered himself too intelligent to fall for such a scam. The fact that he believed he was speaking to his daughter makes the betrayal even more painful. The experience has left Caleb feeling that his trust has been exploited and that someone has taken advantage of the bond he shares with Steph in order to manipulate him. Adding to his frustration is a sense of humiliation. As a successful businessman who prides himself on being tough and sharp-minded, Caleb finds it difficult to accept that he was deceived so easily. His damaged pride only intensifies his anger. As the investigation continues, Caleb becomes increasingly determined to identify the person responsible. He remains uncertain whether the scammer is operating from abroad or someone much closer to home. Ruby also attempts to uncover the truth, carrying out her own inquiries, but initially makes little progress. At the same time, Eric and Jai begin edging closer to uncovering Archie and Kerry's involvement, making it seem only a matter of time before the pair are exposed. When that moment finally arrives, viewers can expect a furious reaction from Caleb. Will Ash teased that Caleb will completely lose his temper once the truth comes out. The revelation that he was outsmarted by a teenager will be bad enough, but discovering Kerry's role in the scheme could make things even worse. The actor explained that Caleb often underestimates Kerry, wrongly assuming she lacks intelligence because of the way she presents herself. In reality, however, she is far more capable and resourceful than many people realize. He added that Kerry is surprisingly knowledgeable and quick-thinking, especially when it comes to modern technology and keeping up with what's going on around her. For Caleb, learning that both Archie and Kerry successfully fooled him would be a bitter pill to swallow and would leave him angrier than ever. With the walls slowly closing in on the scammers, an explosive showdown appears inevitable in the weeks ahead. Emmerdale continues to air on ITV1 every weekday evening at 8 p.m, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX.